Hello and welcome to ESL Revolution, everyone. I am your content creator and professor, Dr. B, not a real doctor. I hope you are all doing very, very well today. Lovely Monday evening, November 2nd. That's right, we're in November. My goodness, there's only 6 weeks left and we're finished the school year. Can you believe it? Time flies when you're having fun, right? Anyway, today I am bringing you a new tutorial. That's right, a new tutorial for class. This is actually for your group presentation. But interestingly enough, we haven't even had our individual presentation yet. That's coming up in 2 weeks. But I wanted to get this out to you because I want to give you some time to play around with this program a little bit before we actually need it for the class. So let me explain what we're doing. Group presentation, as you know, is coming up the beginning of December, actually, beginning of December. And one of the things that I want to do is to give you a chance to play around with a little technology in the English classroom and be able to collaborate with your group outside the classroom in, I believe, an effective and meaningful way. So, how are we going to do that? Well, you and your group are going to create a podcast for the class. Specifically, well, we'll get into that a little bit later. But you might be thinking, teacher, what is a podcast? How come I've never heard of this thing? My goodness, I can't believe you're in the 21st century and you haven't heard of a podcast yet. But they are around. And these, here's a little quick definition of it. A podcast is a episodic series of spoken word digital audio files that a user can download to a personal device for easy listening. In other words, you can download audio files to your phone or tablet, and you can listen to them while you're on the bus, while you're in the car, etc. While you're walking around, you're at the gym working out, in pretty much whatever area you happen to be in. So this program, Soundtrap, is the program that you and I are going to use in order to do that. So how do we get there? Well, go to soundtrap.com, click on the link. If you're in Google or Naver, just type that in. And you will need to sign in using a Gmail account, okay? My account, actually, let me log out and show you this again here. There we go. So it says choose an account. Now I have put my DCU account and connected my DCU account to my Gmail account. So that's the one I'm going to be using. So I click on that and I need my password. So I'm going to type it in here. And bing, bang, boom, I am now into the program. So that's essentially how you get in. You can use your Gmail account. You type in your password. Your Gmail account is connected to the Soundtrap website so that whenever you go in, Soundtrap knows who you are. So I've put a little picture in there. I've got my name, and I am also a free user. That's right. You do not need to have any payments out of this at all. It is free for you to use. It's free for me to use. There are pay things that you can do, but in reality, don't worry about it. It's not necessary for it's not necessary for what we're doing in the class. And the free version is more than satisfactory enough for what we're doing. Now, this is the page here. Let me click that off. There we go. This is the page here. And you're going to see right down here where it says Enter Studio. You're going to click on that button and you're going to enter Studio. It's just that easy. See? No problems. Now, In terms of this, you get a new pop-up. It says new project, music, new project, podcast, but it also says demos. Now, if you go to the demo, you can actually click on this button right here where it says podcast, and you can listen to the creation of this podcast. And I should be able to capture the sound here for you. It's in my system, so let's take a look at what this is. So all these colors and weird things, and okay, I don't know what any of this is, and that's okay because right now you don't have to, because you're going to learn how to do this. And then we click play and listen to what happens.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Soundtrap's podcast show. My name is John, and with me today is Casey. Hi, Casey.
Hi, John.
Casey, would you like to tell us what's on today's program?
Okay, so that just gives you a little taste of the things that you can do in this program. Oh my God, I'm so excited to use it. I really am. This is just a fantastic little program. And I'm really looking forward to the kind of creativity and elements that you can bring into this program to wow me with your tech savvy skills. Actually, you don't really need a lot of skills. It's really user friendly. So don't feel bad about that whatsoever. And remember, you're going to be working in a team, so you'll be able to work together. And if there are any questions, of course, by all means, don't hesitate to ask me. So we're going to go back into the Enter Studio, and I want to just give you a kind of a rough idea of what you see on the screen to get you started. I mean, this is a tutorial, so I want to do that with you. So you're going to click on podcast because we're not working with music. Well, maybe, but we're not making music, okay? We're making a podcast. So we're going to click on podcast, and there we go. We are podcasting. Now, let's start up at the top here, and we're going to work our way around the screen so that I can show you some of the little quick tidbits that you are going to need. So if you click on the File button, the thing that you're really going to need to pay attention to is the export file, and specifically export project to MP3 file. Now, why is this important? Well, because you're going to have to send me at the, when you guys have finished it, you guys are going to have to send me your file. So in order to do that, MP3 files have good audio quality. So you're going to download the entire podcast that you create to the MP3 file, and then you're going to send that to me for me to listen to. Okay. Now, editing, the edit button, we're not going to worry about that right now. Settings, sound quality should be at high. Podcast tools, interactive script should be on. All right, should be on. Language is in English. Unfortunately, in this one, there are no Korean language subtitles, so you're going to have to do without those. But again, you're in a team, work together, you can do it. I know you can. And lastly, we have the tutorials drop-down menu. Now, this one here, I would really recommend watching. If you click on it, you're going to see something like 27 odd different short videos. And there's so many things in here that can give you little tips and hints on how to be a better creator. So I would highly recommend you going through and taking a look at those videos. I simply cannot cover everything in this video rather. So I would encourage you to do that. Okay. Introduction, how to get started, collaboration. We don't want that. Beat makers, lots on beat makers, instruments. Loop is something that you'll need. Audio recordings, studio overview. You don't need studios actually, because you're not going to be doing that necessarily. So yeah, there's definitely some stuff in there that I would recommend taking a look at. So tutorials, video tutorials, click on that link and check it out. Check it out. Okay, now, the next one right here, Untitled Podcast. If you click on that, that will open up this screen so you can type in a new title for yourself. You give yourself a group name, Tigers Podcast for Dr. B, or whatever the case may be. All right, so that's the title there. Share. Actually, let's go all the way back. I missed that button there. So, share button. Now, in the share button, this is where this one right here, interviewing a podcast guest. Now, this is one that you're going to use because this program does not require you to be together in the same place to record, because you can record remotely. What you do is you click on that button and it says headphones are required. Now, why is that? Well, if you have speakers on your desktop, like external speakers on your desktop or on your laptop, and somebody is talking through those speakers and you're recording at the same time, you're going to have an echo. And so the recording itself is simply not going to sound very good. And it's probably, it's going to drive me crazy. So make sure that when you are doing that, you have headphones in your ear and you are ready to go. Click on that. And then you share link with your guests. So you copy the link, you send it to your team, and you say, okay, in 30 minutes, I want you to click on that link and we're going to all come together to record our event. Okay, now the recording should be between 10 to 15 minutes. I will talk about that in class, but I think if we have a team of 4, a 10 to 15 minute conversation should be just fine. Okay, so that's the link. Now this is the link for me here. That link is going to be different on your computer screen, so don't worry about that at all. Okay, so share, create a guest call. Very, very good. Now, you can also enter the names of specific individuals that you want to bring them into your project. Okay, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but that is one thing that you can do there. Now, upgrade button, don't worry about that because that costs you money and we're not going to do that. Now, these are loops. We're going to talk about that in just a second as well, but let's go here. Now, just like Zoom class, where you can log into Zoom and come into my digital classroom, you can do the same here in Soundtrap. So you can actually start up you can invite people. You can this is the interview a guest thing, right? And then you can invite people into your group. There we go. And this will allow you to actually, as a team, will allow you to have video back and forth. So you can actually, in this, you can actually have all of your people, all of your collaborators working together and being able to share screen, to have that video, talk back and forth about what you might want to do. And then once you have an idea, then you can go into the actual recording component. Now, what I would do is this little video, collaborative video right here, I would highly recommend watching that. This is down in the tutorial button as well, which is right in here. So yeah, that's exactly what I would take a look at. It's really, really, really helpful. Now, this last button right here, these are loops. Now, you're going to see that some loops are, let's say I do this one, and I want okay, now that's a little riff. So what I can do is I like that one, and you can see there's a free here. Which means you can use it on a free account, which is great. Maybe I want to try Cherry 1. Okay, so you can see that. Now all you have to do, let's say I really like this one, I can click on that one so that I can see it later, right? So I don't lose that one. But what I can do is I can do this. I can drag and drop right into the program. Look at that. And there it is, right there. Okay, now, maybe 15 seconds is a little bit too long, and I think it is. Remember, this is just an introduction thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this back right there. Okay, so now I've done that. Now, what I want to do is, maybe some drums? Okay, so let's see here. Or maybe this one. Ooh, I like that one. Okay, so I'm going to take this one and I'm going to drop this one right here. And I'm going to shorten this up a bit. And then, let's see, I want some, what else do I want here? I got drums, bass. Ooh, maybe I'll put a little piano in there. Okay, little piano. Ooh, I like that one. That's funky. All right, and we're going to put this one right in here, and we're going to make this one come right into here. Okay, now I've put 3 of these all together. So this is just random stuff just so you can get an idea of what I mean. And then listen to this. Okay, so that would be my introduction riff. That would be the beginning of my podcast. But wait, I'm not finished yet because there's one more thing you can do. If I go up to the top corner here, now you can see this, little thing, right? It's doing this. This is called a fade bar, which means that this sound is going to be 100% and then it's going to start to fade out over time. Now this one here, I really like this one, so I'm going to fade this one in a bit, and this one I'm going to fade a little bit. So now we've got some fading going on. I'm going to do this here. I'm going to do this. Now let's see what that sounds like. All right, so there we go. You see, now we've been able to create a little intro victory, a little bit of intro. Now the distorted piano, it's a little bit loud, so I want to turn that down a little bit because it's a little bit too loud. So you can see here, I'm using this button to control the volume. Now that's about 50%. I'm going to bring it down a little bit more. Okay, and again, let's see what we can do. Okay, so now we have that piano. It's not as loud, which is perfect. And there we go. Now we've got our introduction track. Now here it says add new track. At this point, I want to start talking. Well, add new track, voice and microphone. Okay, we're going to click on this right here. And I make sure that my microphone is all set up. Now, this is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to press this start record button. I'm going to bring this volume down a little bit. Okay, and hello and welcome to ESL Revolution, everyone. I am your content creator and professor, Dr. B. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Okay, now I've got some audio in there as well. Let's get rid of this. Now we're going to listen to the whole thing again. Now, I've just turned that off. That's something I'm going to tell you about in a second. I'm only using 15 seconds, but just a second here. So now let's listen to this whole thing. Hello and welcome to ESL Revolution, everyone. I am your content creator and professor, Dr. B. Welcome back. Okay, so that gives you now a sense of how you can organize this particular piece of recording. Now, this thing right here is capped at 15 seconds. If you can see, 15 seconds, and it stops. You want to turn this off by click. Now it's off, which means I can record past 15 seconds. I can record for as long as I want. 10 to 15 minutes would be ideal. Okay? So that's how you would be creating this recording. All right? And again, you're going to be bringing in people, right? So you're going to go here. You're going to invite people, interview a guest. You're going to bring them into the podcast in order for you to record on a single computer. So it really is quite a fantastic little piece of technology. Now, I'm going to do this. I'm going to call this test, and I'm going to save. Now it's going to save the project. Okay, now what I want to do, of course, I want to convert this as an MP4. So I go here, export, and export project. Project being going to try. Okay, so I can do that. So it's just doing its thing in the background, and it will tell me when everything is ready. So that's how you use this particular setup. Now up here is all of your different volumes. Okay, maybe my voice is a bit too loud, so I want to turn it down a little bit. Okay, possibly. And let's see. Okay, so yeah, so you can also see that each of these tracks are a different color, and that does help you to keep everything in better kind of coordinated. So let's say I don't like this and I want a yellow track. There you go. Now my audio is specifically yellow. So any audio tracks for me are going to be yellow, and a track for another student will be sky blue, and another track for another student will be pink, for example, whatever you'd like to have. So that's what it is there. Okay, now invite a friend. Again, you can invite a friend and interview a guest directly off of this panel. Okay, so you'd be introducing, and yeah, we're going to interview today's guest, and today's guest is blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to go ahead, send that. They're already going to have that. They're going to click them in. You send, and boom, they come right into the podcast. And you can start talking with them. Okay, I would even recommend that you invite people into the room before you start your audio recording. Make sure that everybody is in there. Okay, last thing, transcript. Voice. Okay. So you can see here that now there's only 10 minutes. You only have 10 minutes a month in this. You're probably not going to be able to really use this, but I do want to tell you about this feature anyway. So what it's going to do, transcribe mic into test, confirm. Okay. And you can see that it's transcribing. So what it's actually doing is it's looking at my recording and it's transcribing it into an actual script. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Hello and welcome to ESL Revolution, everyone. I am your content creator and professor, Dr. B. Welcome back. Now this one here, I can leave that there. That's fine. So I can check this out. If I click on a particular word, it's going to tell me exactly where it is, and maybe I need to re-record that. So I can do text correction or cut audio. Maybe there's something I don't like or it doesn't sound right. Text correction. So if I go to here, text correction, I want to, it's not Dr. B-E, it's Dr. B, right? And that's what I want to have there. Now I save, syncing project, bingo, and it's all right there. So this is a way for you to double check to make sure that your script notes are okay and that your what is coming through on the podcast will make sense, because sometimes the way that a person speaks kind of gets garbled and is unable to be properly heard. So this is a great way to double check, and it's an AI function, which means, again, you can go back, double click on a word, change the spelling of the word, save it, and it's going to update that word automatically for you. Okay, so the AI function is going to create that sound for you so you don't have to go back in and re-record it. It is pretty darn cool. Pretty darn cool indeed. All right. All right, that's it for now. This is a lot of information to go through, so I would recommend, highly recommend, that you go in and actually play around with this program before it gets to the time when you have to create the podcast in the first place. That way, you and your team know exactly what it is that you're doing. Now, I'm going to post this tonight, and I'm going to put it out for you this evening so that all of the classes all this week will have access to it. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope you have a great evening. I will see you this week. Thank you very much. Remember, be safe, wear your masks, and I'll see you this week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.